And so today we're going to talk about something you've all been asking for a long time, which is really, selling digital advertising, ways to do it effectively. And we're going to start. We're very grateful to have Connie Rocha here from, you're based in Miami, with Gazeta News. We're going to hear about her work there. But before we start, we're going to play a recording for a program that was done for City University of New York's Center for Community Media. We're just going to play a few-minute excerpt, which is on this question of finding meaningful data and how do you choose the data that actually is important to advertisers when you're making sales. So I'm going to start by playing that, and then I'm going to turn it over to Connie afterward, and we're going to share some of her work. But for starters, y'all see my screen?
Not yet.
You're bringing to the table and
so we're starting a little bit in the middle of this as he is going to share once my
an advertiser. You need
about
to
the
figure
data
out
that's important.
what numbers you're going to use, right? Because at the end of the day, the data does matter to a degree, and the data as you choose though should be guided by the narrative that you are the story you're trying to tell. They are a part of your story. There are a lot of metrics to choose from. These are just a small sliver of things that I found in media kits and just kind of put in here. And again, there are many, many, many more things that you can work in. The problem is it gets very, very confusing. And clients, especially a lot of small business owners, they're not data scientists, they're not statisticians, they don't necessarily know what all of this stuff means. And there's a temptation to include as much information as possible for you in creating your media kit. It can be really confusing though, and the more numbers you give, the greater likelihood you're going to distract from your core message that you're there to make their lives simpler and to solve a problem for them. So the data that you choose should get their attention. It should support your narrative. It should be working very hard to distinguish you from others and align with their needs. Again, there's that temptation to put lots and lots of data in there with the thinking that if I have 30 data points, maybe one of them will be the one thing that advertiser is looking for. And that could be true, but there could be 14 others that are turning them off. So it's better to just give kind of it's a snapshot. So that's what we're doing here. The way I would approach kind of putting this into a media kit is to kind of focus on 3 groups of numbers. And one isn't a group, it's just one number. It's the big number. Then I would use a distribution snapshot. So a couple of numbers that really tell the story of how many people you're reaching and in what ways are you reaching them. And then the reader snapshot that is telling you who you're reaching. So these are all still part of the narrative. They're still the story that you're telling. 99% of big numbers capture attention. It's a fact, I guess. Find a number that catches the eye and give it a lot of real estate. When I say a big number, I don't just mean the quantity, I mean the font size. This is very much a design exercise. This is the first page of ARL Now's Media Kit. They are a digital native publication in Arlington, Virginia. And it is very attention grabbing. And part of it is because it says attention in giant words, in giant font size on the front of it, but it also says 19.3 million minutes. I have no way of contextualizing that. I have no way of knowing if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do know it's a really big number. And I know as someone who is operating a business that I gravitate towards big numbers. So big numbers get attention. And they don't need to be something that you're selling against. It doesn't need to be a number that's going to define you. It's just meant to get their attention. So some things you can use, ARL Now, use time spent aggregated across the year. You can do the same thing with visitors. You can do cross-platform reach, aggregating all of the reach, all of the impressions you get across all of your platforms. You can even use, the number of pages printed each year. So, what is that number of issues you've had in a year times the number of pages. times the circulation. So that
Sound went out.
attention.
Oh.
And then once you've got their attention, you can start to refine that story, to pull back and say, we're going to tell you a few more numbers that really give shape to what we have shown in the big number. We're going to focus on distribution. Again, this is the part of the story where you're showing your ability to deliver a message on behalf of advertisers. Some things you want to consider here are your circulation, your average users per month. You could use week, you could use quarter, whatever you do, it should be corresponding with however you sell ads. Your social media following, email subscriptions, engagement metrics. It's really difficult for me here on this webinar to dictate what metrics you should use, because I do know from the participant list that we have a variety of modes of publishers. So from audio to video to online only to print. And these things all have different metrics that correspond. But basically, you want to be telling all the different ways you can reach people. My tip here is that even the smallest media companies today are all multi-platform, and it is an advantage over giants like Google and Facebook. So you want to be.
So I'm going to take a moment and pause this. Did any of what Ned was presenting resonate with you? Are any of you feeling like there's one number that sticks out in terms of how you sell your news outlet?
So this, Larry, so I think, so here's where I have a general feeling and understanding about sales related to, particularly for ethnic publications. To me, numbers, like we never have enough numbers. And by that, I mean, you know, for the sale, there's never enough numbers of just general eyeballs that in this day and age mean much to clients. And so, and I'll get to where I'm headed. I know it sounds crazy when I say it, but where I'm headed is oftentimes, particularly for ethnic publications and particularly Black press, and I can speak very specifically for the Black press, is the sale that we often have to do is the numbers that we reach, but also we have to sell the audience. And sometime, and to his point, you have to use the numbers and the uniqueness of the audience in order to drive the real reason as to why what you've been doing, advertiser, in the past has not worked. And that's why what we can offer you is something different. So I think his tactics are all perfect. And it's just a matter, and from my perspective, when we are selling our community and our audiences that we're reaching, it's different than just, hey, you know, this is how many Facebook followers we have, or this is how much engagement we have. We have to say, like I've got one that we use in Sacramento, is we say 1 out of every 200 African Americans in this country lives in Sacramento. Now, that is based off numbers and data, right? And it just sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's like, okay, but in reality, that is the truth. That if you put 200 Black people across the country, one of them is going to be living in Sacramento. And so we have to sell.
Yeah, that's an interesting detail. Like I don't think of Sacramento as a Black center, and that does position it as one.
Exactly.
I know that Connie is dealing with some rain connectivity issues, so I'm going to grab her before her Wi-Fi.
I'm here.
And then, Connie, I'm actually going to just share my screen to Gazeta, and you can direct me just in case
Okay.
you go down or anything like that. But if you can start by just telling us what is Gazeta and what's your connection to it?
Okay, hi guys. And my husband works for NBC Comcast, and I don't have Comcast here now. But anyways, I think we're gonna go. Actually, I work for Gazeta. Gazeta is a Brazilian community newspaper that was founded in 1974. 1994, I'm sorry. So it has been 27 years of one of the most important and most well-known community newspapers in South Florida. And we are located, we started in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you are familiar with the area here, one of you guys. Now we moved to Deerfield Beach, and we have been working, I've been working with Gazeta for more than 20 years. I came to United States from Brazil in 2000. So my first place that I worked was Gazeta. And it was easy for me because despite the fact I speak English, I'm Brazilian, and I'm very close to the Brazilian community since then. And the Portuguese, you know, when you work in your language is much easier than, you know, anything else. So I got attached with Gazeta, and I'm still working with them, not inside the office, but I write a column about events and people that are, you know, in our community, Brazilians that are here doing some kind of art or anything. So, but Gazeta is a newspaper. We started like a regular newspaper, print newspaper. Everybody's listening to me, great?
Yeah, we can hear you well. You sound great.
Okay. And I can, you know, I'm proud of that. I'm not gonna reveal my age, but we started when we didn't have anything. We didn't have digital, we didn't have smartphones. So we used to be very, we used to have a lot of trouble to, you know, to go to the printer, to take pictures in the, you know, about the articles and the parties and social everything on regular cameras. So we've been struggling since then, but Gazeta now is one of the most important South Florida newspapers for the Brazilian community. We have approximately 1.5 million Brazilians living in the United States, and around 3,000 Brazilians in South Florida, in Florida. It's approximate number because, you know, of, you know, all these situations about the documentation and everything. So one of the most important things that happened to Gazeta was the transitioning to the digital. Fernanda is the publisher. Fernanda and Zigomar, they are publishers of Gazeta, and Fernanda is a journalist too, and she realized that we could not even live only with the print, not even because of the pandemic, but before that. So she created the GazetaNews.com. That's the one that you see there. And I don't know if you guys feel like that, but our newspaper is different than any other media because it's like Brazilians or the people that get here that speak Portuguese, they rely on us since the beginning to get all the information. Before it was much, much more because they didn't have all this information coming from the internet. So they used to go to the stores. Our newspaper is free, we don't charge. They used to go to the Brazilian stores, get the paper to know about everything, you know, to even more about Brazil than here. And here we have the local advertisement, the local shops, and subjects like immigration, you know, immigration lawyers and weather, everything they rely on Gazeta because we are very trustful in everybody, you know, all the Brazilians, they know that. So, but Fernanda, she's a visionary, and she saw that we had to be in the digital also market. So we created the GazetaNews.com, that today we have around 300 to 400 clicks per month. But not only Gazeta news, but the radio also. So it's
I think you meant not 400 clicks per month. What did you mean?
In the website. Like people visiting the website?
But more than 400, I'm assuming more than 400.
For 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, 400,000. Yeah, yeah. And then we have the old social medias. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and especially now with the pandemic, we had to stop for a while to print the paper. We didn't stop everything, but people were not going to the stores to get the paper. So she invested a lot on Instagram, Facebook. You know, you guys know that Facebook is very hard to advertise because of all those rules, and we deal with,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay. We deal with everything. So it's like a combo of radio,
Is this my
social media, print, and website. And we have the app. The radio is on the app for, you know, iPhones and Android. So we try to catch everything possible to reach all these people, to help, because especially in hurricane season, it's incredible how the people rely on our newspaper for the news, even if they have news from Brazil and but we are local, so nobody understands more the Brazilian community than us, because we are very local, we're very close to them.
Thank you, Connie. I'm wondering if you could share with us, I'm sorry, where did the music come from? Was that just the music that shows up when I pressed something?
I don't know yet.
I was trying to switch to your Instagram because I think one of the things that you do that I think is really interesting, and you were explaining to me, is how you sell advertising. Like you will have something go on Facebook and it will also live stream elsewhere, and then they'll do an ad. Can you explain how that works? And maybe it seems like your computer, you have a pretty stable connection now. If you want to share.
Yes, I'm gonna share my desktop. Let me show you. Hold on. Here, this is the the website that you saw already. This is the Facebook of Gazeta, and we have just a second here. We have. Actually, we work with packages, especially now with the pandemic. We work with, let me show you. Can you see? Everybody can see here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our Gazeta media right now. We have the radio, the newspaper, the social media, and the website. And we offer packages for our customers. For example, a customer can pay $790 per month for like 2 full pages or 4 half pages in the print newspaper, 30 days banner online. The banner online is the one that stays on our homepage or in each editorial, each place of interest, like immigration or weather. So the client can choose where the banner goes. And then is that click banner that you click and you go straight to the website of the customer. They love that. So we have the banners. We have 4 posts on social media, Instagram, because now our Instagram, it's very visited, because Fernanda is doing a kind of a 24-hour news. So every day she grabs the most important news, specific from South Florida, from Brazil, but more from South Florida for the Brazilian community. So every day she makes around 7 or 8 stories with the main news. And it's awesome because our Instagram is much, much better now because of that. You know, the engagement was awesome because of that. We have a push notifications. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's like we have subscribers, 10,000 subscribers on our website. So they allow us to send notifications, of course. So we send the notifications, and also we do the advertisement with those, you know, notifications. One interview or article on our print newspapers, like we offer to the client one interview talking about, you know, her products, her company. So this is a package that is working very well because it includes everything. So they don't feel like they are doing advertisement only for the newspaper or only for the social media. And we also have the advertorials, which is like an article with a content. It doesn't look like an advertisement, but we know, a little bit, we advertise the customer's product, but with something important, with something relevant for the community, you know, like a lawyer that wants to talk about a new law of immigration. And we always put her, you know, her email, her Instagram. And also we offer, there is another package here. Let me see if it's here. No, there is another package that we also offer, the radio, which is awesome. It's like one of the best things that we did last year was the app, because the speakers, the hosts, they do the interviews with the client who wants to do the advertisement, and it's live on Facebook, it's live on YouTube. So the client, he can use this interview for anything, for their social media, and they can talk about everything about the products. So everything is included in different packages. So we have packages from $500 to $2,000 per month.
Connie, can I ask you a quick question? On the radio, so this is an internet radio station. Do you offer?
Yeah, it's through the app. Let me see if I can show you guys here. If you go to the, here, I don't know if you can see. It's Gazeta News. What is it? Oh, because it was updating. It's an app that you can hear here. Can you see?
Kind of.
See, it's singing Brazilian music.
So it's a Gazeta radio app. You play Brazilian music, and in between, you sometimes do interviews, and sometimes you do.
Yes. Let me take out the. Yeah, and here, as you can see, look, you can listen to the radio, and you can also see the video live.
We can't see the video now, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if you turn to video, you can see the interviews and the studio live. So it's awesome for, you know, to keep the clients with us, because, you know, guys, we were like, everybody was going through a very bad situation with the pandemic. All the clients were like, no, I don't want to do advertisement. I want to stop. I want to cancel my contract. But, you know, we tried to get this combo so we could make them stay with us. We didn't lose almost anybody.
Hi, Connie. There was a quick question in the chat. Martha from SF Sun was asking, how many pages is your print product in size?
Now we have, let me show you. Let me show you the.
Oh, and added to that, how often are you weekly or monthly?
Yeah,
or?
we are a weekly newspaper. Now, because of the pandemic, we are bi-weekly. We've been weekly for 25 years. 26 years almost. And this year she decided to do bi-weekly, the print, because of all this situation, but online is, you know, 24 hours. So we are trying to come back to the, you know, weekly, but it's even the places that we deliver the newspaper, they are asking not to deliver because of, you know, the people touching everything and blah, blah, blah. But I think we're gonna come back very soon. Let me show you here
I think if you scroll down on your ad sheet, it also says your circulation both.
Yeah. No, but I would like to show you hold on. Because besides the gazetanews.com, we also have the PDF of the newspaper in the website. So if you go here, see the Gazeta News. See, this is the radio. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me show you.
And while Connie's bringing this up, if you all remember when we had Jambalaya News in, this is essentially what they've been doing as well. Which they also credited with really helping them get through the digital shift.
Yeah, see here. Okay, See, we have the PDF with everything here. All the advertisements. See, we have full page color, half page, quarter page. And with the digital is much better because now they can, the customers, they can see their advertisement on digital. Before it was like much more expensive. Now we have 25 pages. 25 pages, yeah. Used to be more, but now we had to reduce a little bit the print.
And what's your
print circulation? Huh?
What's your print circulation?
It's right now 15,000.
And it's free.
15,000, yeah.
So your digital audience is much stronger.
Yes, now my digital is much stronger. My social media is much stronger. Before, we didn't used to put to post on feed of Instagram because of the haters. They are like, because we deal with politics, we deal with everything, and you probably know how politics are in Brazil right now, right? So it's very, confusing, and people are very divided, just like United States. And so we didn't like to post a lot because all the comments and everything. But stories is different because stories, you don't show the comments. Everybody likes very much what we do, but there is those, haters that they don't like. Oh, this guy is it's against this, so we do the stories and it's working very well. I have a client because I'm a journalist there, but I also sell advertisement. And I have a customer that she's a chef, and she made a lot of money because we start using her stories, her videos in our stories, showing the products, eating the products and everything. And she's selling a lot. So she's happier now with the digital, much more than with the printed newspaper.
Can you pull up an example of how Fernanda does the Instagram story? And maybe, I don't know if you can get to the chef, but because I think that's really interesting, the way she summarizes the news each day.
I don't know. I was trying to get into my Instagram here and I couldn't, I don't know.
Let me see if I can get on mine.
Yeah, can you try? Because my Instagram, let me see if I can log in.
I'm not sure if I still follow a Gazeta. I'll get back on it. It might have got.
Yeah, I have here in my phone, but I don't know if you guys gonna see it well.
No, it won't show up well for your phone. That's okay. I just thought if you had it, it would be good as a description. I know there were a couple other questions. Larry and Martha, did this answer your questions? I know you guys jumped in with a couple. Here, I got it.
Let me see if I have something else here that I separated.
Connie, just
Yeah.
one quick question. This is Martha. They signing up for the year for the $790 package, or do you sell it just a month at a time?
We like to have 3 months contract.
Okay.
Yeah, we ask for 3 months because it doesn't work for 1 month. We explain this to the customer, say it doesn't work. We are not strict, like, no, if you don't stay 3 months, but we try to keep them 3 months at least so they can have a feeling of the feedback and everything.
Okay.
See, we also, let me show you something. Can you see there, you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a one of the offers we did for the COVID pandemic, moment. So we wrote here, advertise to spread your brand to the world. We are working hard to inform our community with relevant news. The number of online access are increasingly dramatically. And then we did a special price because, we to go with the flow. We couldn't keep our prices the way they were because of the pandemic and everything. So we did some packages like this one, 6 Instagram posts on stories with link to your page. That's very important because Gazeta has, let me see how many, 25,000 followers on Instagram. So we can do the swipe up, just, I don't know if you know about that, and you can swipe and then you can go to the website. So we post the customers' stories and we let them, the audience swipe and go directly to the customer's website. So we offer these 6 Instagram posts on stories with link to your page. They love that. They love it because most of them, they don't have more than 10,000 followers. And this is a feature that you can only have if you have more than 10,000 followers. We also are offering here 5 weeks of online banner, gazetanews.com, inside the Corona News. Corona News is like a place, it's a specific area in the website that talks about coronavirus. So they have the banner there, 400 spots of 30 seconds. So that's what when I say about the radio, it's so important. It's when you want to sell this package of $500 per month, almost $600. And when they see 400 spots of 30 seconds, wow. It's not like a worldwide radio, it is, but digital, but it impresses, like they say, wow, it's a good, number. So you're gonna be like listen or seen for 400 times of 30 seconds. 1 push notification newsletter ad with link to 10,000 subscribers. So this is 590. Then we do a little bit less. And then we also offer $200 per month for 5 Instagram post stories with the link. So that's very important too, because without the link, it doesn't make any sense because, it's good because you can show them for all your followers, but the followers, they would not be able to go to your site through that post. Let me see what else I have here.
Connie, if you stop sharing yours for a second, I can show you the Instagram now.
Sure.
And then Larry also was wondering, do you know which content management system or website you use? What's the platform for your website?
Me?
For Gazeta News, do you know what?
No, I would have to ask this to Fernanda. Let me see if she can tell me. What platform you saying?
Yeah, or CMS.
Okay.
A vacina contra a Covid-19 desenvolvida pelas farmacêuticas Pfizer e BioNTech e anunciou que deve iniciar a vacinação já na semana
So
que vem.
Fernanda, who's
O
the
primeiro
editor,
lote com 10 milhões de doses será
goes on
disponibilizado pelo serviço
is it once a day?
britânico
It's a once a day, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. I think, and she grabs the main news and every day. Like she was sick last week and she had to stop it, and then the host of the radio, one of the hosts, that she was doing that because people, they ask, hey, what happened? I'm waiting for the 24-hour Gazeta.
She goes on, and then do you have an ad at the end of this?
Yeah, here, in between, she posts some stories from our customers. So people that are watching the Fernanda talking, and then in between that, she posts stories from our customers, and they can click and go to the website.
Got it.
So I don't know if
find that here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see there any kind of banners. Banner is more on the website.
Oh, here, I found one. I'll share one second. I'm assuming the Servicios one is?
Oh, she's saying that was WordPress, the platform.
Great. But this video is so here's like an ad in the middle of it, and then he's starting.
Aqui em Norte Miami Beach, 2 carros pegam fogo após tempestade.
See?
And then you have someone doing a live Instagram report with the microphone put in. I mean, it's
exactly. This is a feature that we created, like a microphone. It's super funny. And people from the community, when they see some kind of accident or say, any news, anything that they see that we think is relevant, we put them also in our social media, and they love it. I
love that. So people will spot something like an accident happening here, They will
Exactly.
do a little recording, send it to you. You'll put the microphone on and add it to your story.
And guys, it's something, the media, the digital is so important, and the radio was so increase the sales and everything, that because of the reach. Now we reach a lot of people in Brazil, for example. Sometimes we have requests from newspapers, big newspapers in Brazil, like Folha de São Paulo, Globo, that they call us and they ask us to do some kind of article or to talk about something that we saw here, because sometimes they don't have the time to send a reporter or send somebody to, you know,
Those
to
are like the
cover
New York
that.
Times and Washington Post of Brazil.
Exactly. So the other last year, I don't know if it was last year because the past has been so fast, that we had the actual president of Brazil talking in our radio. He was, you know, recently he won the election, and then he was talking in our app, in our radio, the Gazeta radio, about you know, the things that he wants to do and blah blah blah. But he was there with us on FaceTime. So I think it's one of the advice that I can give you is to connect all the digital, you know, assets that you have. Don't stay only with, you know, with printed or only with Instagram. Try to connect everything, even YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that is not big, you know, we have 1,500 subscribers, but it's also good because we can, our shows in the radio are also on YouTube. So as much as you can be on there outside digital, it's good.
Great. And I think what's really, I don't know if this is clear to everybody, but like, and Rosanna or Manuel, I don't know if you also have questions or experience here, but what I think that Connie also is doing with the radio, it doesn't cost much to do it. Like you're bringing the president of Brazil on the air, but it's not like you're launching a radio station. Like how much, what is the startup cost to do this?
Well, there is a cost of, because we have a local studio, like Gazeta has, it's in a building, and it has like 5 or 6 rooms. And we have like a local studio with microphones, and we have people that, you know, take care of it. We have hosts that we have to pay, and employees and everything. But you can do this, you know, easily, especially now. You don't need this such place, you know. You can do from your home. You just have to, I don't know exactly how to get there. Maybe Fernanda can, you know, explain better. But I don't think it's a lot of cost to do that, you know, especially now. If you buy a microphone, you get some good speakers and you connect with the right, you know, things. We have jingles, we have people that they do jingles for us in Brazil, but I don't think it's much. And you know, people can do a radio station at home today. So, and I think it's a very good asset to, you know, to increase your sales and to make your newspaper much more famous and well known in the community and everything.
Connie, I really appreciate you taking so much time to speak with us. Does anyone have any specific questions regarding rate card or the transition that Gazeta's made? I just want to make sure that
I forgot
to
anything.
answer your questions.
Yeah, I think I covered everything that I was, you know, I wanted to share with you guys also.
How big of a staff do you guys have?
Well, it was much bigger, but now with the pandemic, now we have let me see, for the radio, we have 4 hosts, because now we have shows going on, specific shows, like we have news, we have entertainment, we have English course, we have specific shows. So they're not employees, but they go there just to do their own shows, which is another good thing, that you can kind of, you know, rent a place to, you know, it has to be connected with the newspaper, but you can also offer this and get a sponsorship and everything. But, you know, the crew now, I think is around 5 or 6, you know. We have journalists in Brazil. We have 2 journalists in Brazil working digital also, of course. And we have, a secretary. Yeah, I think around 5, 6 in total. Besides the people that the hosts of the shows, of the radios, you know, specific shows that we have.
And how many are full-time? I mean, this isn't
Full-time, I think 3, if I'm not wrong, 3 or 4. I have to make sure. We also have the contributors, colunistas in English, I think it's columnists.
columnists.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them. I'm one of them, but we have a lot of professionals that they love to Gazeta. We have psychology, we have lawyers, we have decoration. So we have a lot of contributors that write articles and take pictures and, you know, teach economics and everything. So we count with them to, you know, to grow Gazeta also for a long time. We have a immigration lawyer that she's with us since day one. Imagine. So she never left Gazeta. She's still advertising. She's still writing about the immigration laws, and they grow with us because now she has a special time on the radio just to answer questions about immigration for the, you know, for the audience. So we are a big team of country, not employees, but they, you know, they do this kind of job because they promote themselves and they help our audience too, you know.
Connie, this is Rosanna. Thank you very much for your time. Hi, Connie, the price and the promotion you show us, that is only for the local advertising or use the same for the corporations?
Yes. We have to, sometimes we have different rates, but when you see corporations like, I don't understand what you said. Corporations like for the client's corporation?
Yeah,
or?
the client, like a Comcast, Coca-Cola, the big
like
ones.
big
For the
corporations.
national brands.
The brands.
No, we usually have the same, you know, when it's some big corporation that they want to do a big campaign, we have a special price. But of course, our customers, they are local, they are small. You know, we have big ones, which Dish Network, that, you know, because of Global and Record, which is the biggest TVs in Brazil that we can see here. So we have big corporation that they have the specific prices, specific campaigns for a long time. We have a lawyer that has a big company all over the United States that he has a special deal with Gazeta. But, you know, especially now, you know, the businesses, the local business are suffering a lot. So Fernanda, she made these easy packages of $200, $300, $700. So to, you know, don't let them go, because they will leave because they cannot pay. So they can still advertising for a cheaper price. But we go with the flow, you know. Sometimes when you feel that customer can pay more, you can, you know, go a little higher on the campaign. You can put more things to attract these people. But we also are very concerned with our local businesses, and, you know, we want to help them also.
Okay. Thank you.
Manuel, did you have any questions?
No, very self-explanatory. Really good.
I hope I could make myself understandable, because I speak Portuguese English.
Well, you also speak Portuñol, I imagine, but.
No,
I do have one question for Connie. Connie, where can I get a clone of you here in California? A columnist that he handles the whole thing like a publisher. That's very good.
Yeah, I think it's experience. Yeah, I love California. I'm gonna show up.
Anytime.
But, you know,
Anytime.
Thank you so much. I think what makes me feel very comfortable, because I'm not the publisher. When Fernanda asked me, Connie, can you go? And I said, no, but maybe you know more than me. You are the publisher. But, you know, we are so close, and I worked with Fernanda for like 20 years. We grew together. You know, I love to tell this. I know we are just finishing, but I love to tell this story that we used to be like the whole night, guys, during the whole night until like 6 in the morning, closing. We call fechamento. I don't know, cerrar. to do
closing the paper. Yeah.
Yes, because we didn't have all this technology. So we were at Walgreens waiting them to, to develop the pictures. Then we can send to the printer. It was really crazy. Even the Twin Towers, we were there. We were like crazy, don't know where to get information. So I'm very proud to be part of this, time that now is so easy for everybody, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it is so easy, but it's challenging. And one of the things I learned from talking with Fernanda and also with Connie is Gazeta almost went under. Basically, like people were getting news from social media, the newspaper business, people weren't buying anymore. Before, Gazeta was not only in Florida, but also Pennsylvania, or was it New Jersey? There was another location where it was distributed. And the digital almost put it out of business, but it also forced them to reinvent and to really test out these new ways of producing. And so I found it very inspiring to see the way in which you've grown. As someone who, most of you don't know, I did an exchange here in Rio. Connie and I, it turns out we're overlapped in Rio in the same year. So I'm also always excited to be able to have a Brazilian news outlet represent, which we do have one in LA actually. Brazil, actually, they also will rebroadcast some of your work. Do you have connections with other news outlets like that? Because I've seen Soul Brazil connect with you sometimes.
Yes, we do in New Jersey a lot because the Brazilian community there is really big. Boston, Massachusetts, right? And in California also. And we also, have a lot of events and a lot of things like Focus Brazil, that we specialize in art, culture. So we have all over the United States and all over the world. There's Brazilians everywhere.
Well,
Connie, could you?
Go again, Arjuna.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Could you share some of the ways that you tried to gain audience when you're going into these new platforms like Instagram or radio? Like, how are you reaching that audience and letting them know that you're there and that providing that service?
Well, actually, first of all, our Instagram, it's really it's real. Like, we don't have followers from German, or we have Brazilians that live in the United States. Like, we make sure that we are, our communication is going to the right place. So we used to do a page advertisement also on Facebook and Instagram. It's a little hard because it's news, but to target the audience around these places. So it's not like, let's buy followers in Instagram, because it doesn't really make any sense. They're not gonna follow us because we are talking about local. So I think most of is this. The radio it's local too. We don't advertise in other medias of our media, but we have we have an entity called ABI, Associação Brasileira de Imprensa Internacional, that it's for all over the
Association of International Businesses.
Exactly. International press. Right. Yeah. And so we are always together. There is competition, but at the same time we are together, growing together. So I think, most of the people, they know Gazeta already. Because when they get here, the Brazilians, they get here, they see Gazeta all over. They see Gazeta at the airport, they see Gazeta at the stores. So they go to the local store to buy brigadeiro. and it's a chocolate from Brazil, very famous. I don't know if you guys, when I go there, I'll send, I'll bring some to you. So, it's like it's very easy to reach them. Even these new Brazilians that are coming now, they still going to the same places. So they know Gazeta with that. So I think that's pretty much what we do. And in Brazil, then we have followers from Brazil too. People that have curiosity to know how is the life here, how to live United States, how the Brazilians can be here. And we have this kind of audience too, but most of them are local, in most South Florida also.
Connie, thank you so much for sharing with us. I learned a lot. I wanted to ask everyone who's here something I often ask for my students, but what is one thing you're going to take away from what Connie shared? You can either just say it out loud or put it in the chat.
I liked her idea of the packages. I thought that was nice, a simple approach, you know, to just kind of get to the bottom line. What works for us is something that we need to look to see, you know, what that would look like. But I like that. Thank you. That was a good idea.
Thank you.
Like the spirit of hustle. I like that.
That I need right now. Yes, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I need to bottle you and put you in a beverage and pour you down the throat of everybody on the staff.
That was funny.
Rosanna or Manuel, any takeaways?
Well, there's, go ahead, Rosanna.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, go ahead.
The radio. I like the radio. The packet for the radio. I like it very much, that one. We're planning to do it also a radio.
Oh,
yeah. And then we will do it. We start in, we said April. Yeah. In 2 weeks, actually. Yeah. But we already, I mean, we have a grant for doing the radio 2 times a month, but the friends and some colleges start to ask us, maybe we can do it every week, different programs. I like it radio. I like it very much.
And don't forget, and don't forget to make possible to, you know, to do lives, you know, not only to listen, but to show, you know, sometimes we are in a mess in the studio, but you know, whatever, let's just make it real, because as much as real you show, it's better. So
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. I want to see all of you guys on radio.
Thank you.
Who else?
Manuel.
Okay. Well, I like also the idea of the radio. That's so fantastic. Even though in my area we have a very strong radio stations, and for years we've been actually like in competition. But I think that now that is so available, the way to make a radio, it is really something that we definitely will explore and capitalize into it.
Yeah, and don't forget the digital media, the social media, guys, Facebook, Instagram, page advertising if you can. You can pay Facebook to, you know, send people to your Instagram, you know, get good real followers. I think that's the most important too, because, you know, you have to be on social media now, even if you don't want, but you have to.
Yeah, in the past, and when I said head to head with radio stations, in the past, and I'm talking about like 30 years ago or something like that, because Vida has been in the market for over 37 years.
Wow.
They used to, many of the radio stations that we have in this area here, they will come out with publications to compete with us. And fortunately, we were able to surpass them and even put them out of business in their publications. But now that the radio is so available, we're going to go the other way. Now we're going to go for radio stations.
Exactly.
Thank you all. Arjun, I don't know if you want to chime in one thing. I loved the getting not only the readers to report, but putting them on your social and having that as like a set sort of column feature. I thought that was a really great way to spread your social, increase your reporting capabilities, all in sort of a package.
And you can also, I remember now that during the pandemic last year, we did lives to help our community a lot. We did like shows, you know, the musicians, you know, the singers, they were like at home with no money at all. Fernanda grabbed them, put in the studio with masks, alone with, you know, just them. And we did lives, and people were calling and making donations. So, you know, that's why we are, you know, very close to the community, because we also help a lot. And especially special cases of police and you know, women, and we do a lot of things for our community. I think that's the most important.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Connie.
Thank you, guys. I love it. And I hope to meet everyone there in California. Daniela's going to introduce me to
We'll do
everyone.
a road trip. Come on over.
And you guys can come to Miami. You know,
Let's do that road trip. Let's go.
You're welcome. And if you need anything, you know, Daniela can share my, you know, my Instagram or my email, and I can answer more questions. If you need something, I'm here to help.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Let's
everyone.
grow together.